Hi guys, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple, or welcome back. Thank you for joining me here today. So for today's reading, we're going to tune into the elemental realm. Let me check my camera, I just bumped my table. And we're going to tune into the elemental realm and get a message for you from whichever element you are drawn to. So I have the elements in crystal form based on their platonic solid. I'm going to try and remember all of their names. So we have the cube for earth. We have the icosahedron for the element of air. We have the rose quartz pyramid for fire. We have the clear quartz. I think that's a double hexagonal pyramid. I'm not sure. This one is water. The clear quartz is water. And then we have the cat's eye dodecahedron for spirit. So if you need time to meditate, just pause the video to tune into which of the crystals, which of the elements are you being drawn to. Use your intuition. If you find that you are drawn to more than one element, that is perfectly fine. There may be messages and more than one reading for you. Just take what resonates. These are collective readings. So the timestamps will be listed in the description box below, and I'll see you all at your readings. Hello, pile number one. Those of you who were drawn to the earth element, let's get in and see what messages want to come through. So I'm going to pull a few cards from a couple different decks. For pile number one, what is the element of earth? What messages do you have for those who are drawn to your energy? Let's see. The earth pile. Messages for the earth pile. Let's get a couple tarot to throw in. Messages for those drawn to the earth element. What's the element of earth? Those drawn to the earth element. Alright. What we went there. Alright, so let's see what the earth element wants you to know. We have healing. Reconnecting with your true nature. Okay, those of you drawn to the element of earth, and we have card number 33, which is a master teacher number. It's a very spiritual. It connects to the Christ consciousness. I can't get my words out, which is probably why you need some grounding. So you need to spend some time out in nature, really connect with the element of earth, so that you can be more centered, more connected into your heart space, into the present moment, so that you can bring your awareness to what's really happening in your world right now. It can help bring you into a more centered, more aligned place. Some of you may be feeling a little bit scattered, like your energy's going in all different types of directions and you can't catch your breath. It is because there's a lot going on in your mind right now, and you're being asked to slow down, take some time out to breathe, come into your heart space. Spend some time connecting in Mother Nature, because this will help you enter into the heart where you can feel more calm, more at peace, more slowed down, more centered, and it can focus your energy so that you're not feeling like you're being pulled in so many directions at one time. And there's something that your heart wants to communicate to you, and it has to do with healing. So there's something, some releasing, some cleansing that needs to take place. So it needs your attention. It needs you to slow down, bring your awareness to the present moment so that you can bring in this healing energy. And since it is a 33, it is a master number known for a high level of spiritual understanding. So there's something that you need to understand about your life or a situation. And it's 6, to help you find balance in all aspects of your life, especially when it comes to love, when it comes to nurturing yourself, your family life, your home life, bringing more balance and harmony and nurturing energies into your environment. All right, Earth coming out with some Earth and focusing on the heart chakra. We have the 9 of Hearts with fulfillment, harmony, and protection. Yeah, there's something, maybe you're not feeling fulfilled because you are spreading yourself a little too thin. You have your hands in like too many pots. Maybe you have a lot of people who are tugging at your energy or asking you to participate in different activities. It is summertime that I'm doing this reading. And typically during summer and these hotter months, we are very active. The energy is available. So we're all kind of we're all growing. We're all very energetic. You know, think of nature. When we observe nature, everything's growing, blooming, producing. And it is the most active time of year. So we do find ourselves being more active at this time than any other time. And so we can also burn ourselves out because we are so active, because we're doing so many things. We have so many projects, so many, pots on the fire. And when we have that disbursement of our energy, it can be very hard to focus on one thing. It can be very easy to burn out, to feel too scattered because you're going in all these different directions and having to maintain and juggle all these different engagements that require you to be very present. And sometimes when we are very active, we can forget to pause, to just take a moment to relax, to settle our energy again, to regroup, recenter, to pull back because we've been so active. I have a garden. I'm always out in nature. We have a giant farm, so I'm always very connected to nature. And spirit communicates to me a lot. I mean, it communicates to everybody if anybody would slow down enough to connect and commune with nature. Mother Nature is like a physical representation of the spirit realm. And so if you pause and communicate and engage, it'll engage back with you. She will engage back with you. And so I pay attention to the growth cycles of my plants, because when you live on a farm, you have to be very aware of the seasons and how they change, and when to harvest, when to water, when to pause, when to fertilize, all those things. So there is a time period during the growing season where the plants take a pause, where the energy that's been going up and helping to create the bloom, the energy goes so far and it reaches like a peak, and then it sits at the peak for a minute, and then the energy goes back down into the root system, and then the roots reground again, and then they spread out, they re-anchor, they get a little more strength and sturdiness, and it's like they're going through a sleep cycle is what I call it. They take a break, they pause, they rest, they re-nurture the roots again, so that before we hit this final last momentum of that, at the end of the season, it's the last push to create everything else that we've been building towards, to get the last of the fruit out, to get the last of the vegetables out. There's this final surge of energy. So when we have ourselves dispersed and we find that ourselves in that pull back energy, like, oh, I'm exhausted, that is your body, your energies, your soul, your spirit telling you, okay, it's time for rest now. It's time for me to pause, to regather, recenter myself, nurture my roots, nurture my body, nurture my health before I go back out there to finish up all these tasks, because the season ends, things shift, the cycle shifts, and then we're on to a new phase in life. So take a moment to pause and to recenter yourself. Pile number 1. Those of you drawn to the earth. All right, we have the cleanse. Yeah, there's some nurturing that needs to come in right now. Creativity. That's also the thing sometimes. All right, so let's say we've been working on these different parts of the projects, or you're creating some form of business and it requires your energy to be in different, the whole aspect of a business, and take this as it applies, because this can also apply with like your children and taking them around to the different, if you're going on vacations, or some people are planning weddings, you know, some people have children. Everybody's got different things happening in their life that they're dispersing their energy towards. And when we take that time to pause, to reflect and listen to our heart, to regather ourselves and regroup, you will be receiving, in that receiving energy, you can receive insights, you can receive more clarification, more understanding, you know, as well as healing and rejuvenation. But you can also get great ideas, you know, because you are more open and receptive to the energies flowing in towards you versus you pushing energies out. You're now in that receptive flow where great ideas and inspirations can come in for the next phase, maybe how to continue on moving forward, or maybe there needs to be some adjustments in your business, in your work, in your creativity or your craft, whatever you're creating. So where something may seem like it's very difficult and you're just very scattered and you don't know where to even begin again or where to even pick up from, take that time to pause, to ground, to reflect, connect to the earth energy, pause yourself, be more stable, stabilize your energy field, come into your heart and center yourself and open yourself up to receive now. And you will get insight, you will get understanding, you will get that clarification. You may get this aha epiphany. Oh my goodness, I know how I'm going to do this going forward now. That is working with the balance of the energies, working with, because in the summertime there's a lot of fire energy, and so we need to tune into the opposite element, and that is water, and working with the water element of flow, of rest and receive. But it takes you to be more aware, more present, more grounded, to recognize that I have a lot of fire going on right now. I need to add a little bit more water to my plate so that I'm not having burnout. I can be more balanced and steady and stable, which is our earth element, which can ground in those energies. Okay, speaking of water, I needed some water. All right, let's see what else. We have the Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. Yeah, for me, it's about being too much in our mind, too much in our head space, and not enough in the body, in the heart. It's a very scattered mind, and sometimes when our mind can be extremely overwhelmed, then we start to stress, then we start to have doubt, we start to have fear, we start to worry because we're, burning out pretty much. We're too much in our head, and we need to come back into our center, into our heart space, so that we can make more clarified, more aware, conscious choices with where to put our energy, what things can fall away, what do I need to let go of, because that project's not going to go anywhere, or I can take this and I can add this to it, so that way it does move forward. Well, the rooster agrees. That's a wake-up call. That is a signal, a sign. This is your sign. Take this as your sign to slow down a little bit, regather, maybe let some things go that really don't need your attention right now, so that you can take that moment to pause, reflect, and work on what it is that is inspiring to your heart. What is it that makes you feel good and inspired and centered and loved and appreciated and healed, versus doing too many things at once and feeling like you're stuck and you're not really going anywhere? What can you cut back on so that you can take this time out to pause, cleanse, clear, restable your energy? We have Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. Get confirmation to listen to your heart, to slow your energy down, come back into the present moment, spend some time out in nature. There's something that's your heart wants to communicate to you. There's something that needs your attention. And it's going to help you discover something in in your heart, a creative talent, a creative gift, something that is meant to be yours to create in the world. And it's going to help you feel more balanced, more aligned, more in harmony. It's going to make you feel more fulfilled. Yeah, there's something that you need to see. Maybe there's a perception that needs cleansing or shifting. Something that needs to be let go of so that something new can come in. There's like a bright idea. Some of you may be, I'm going to say, a rooster in the Chinese zodiac. Maybe you're somebody who's like very, gung-ho, energetic, first thing in the morning. You're up and ready and you're going. Very much a leader, protector of others. But there's something like that you're meant to be doing that's for yourself, something creative, something that comes from your heart. I'm seeing some of you may have a lot of tattoos. Maybe you have a tattoo of a rooster. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So yeah, but your guides, you have some guides. Your guides want to connect and communicate something to you. There's something that they want to show you. Pile number one, those of you drawn to the earth. All right, we have the tarot. We have the Empress. Yes, there's something that you're meant to create and bring forth. We have another 3 here. So 333. What's that one? The Ascended Masters are helping you with something that you're working on. There's something, this creativity, this project, whatever it is that you're creating is divinely protected. Yeah, there's something that's growing, something that you're meant to create. It's going to bring you lots of abundance and lots of happiness. The Ten of Fire. Yeah, you are overworked. Look at this. This is the energy I was feeling at the beginning. Overworked, stressed, and imbalanced. Yeah, you've been working very, very hard to complete something here. Lots of work. Lots of overwhelmed. You're exhausted trying to create something, to bring something in. But there's something that you need to see. There's something that needs to be communicated to you, and you need to slow down to pull your energy back and refocus, recenter, to allow it to work for you. There's something that needs to be let go of, some things that need to be let go of so that you can proceed going forward. We have the Two of Water. Partnership. So there may be, this is also, it has to do with, there's some healing, but it could also be maybe there's a relationship, a connection, or something that you have that is going to bring in some help. Maybe there's help that's coming in. Maybe you're being asked to ask for help. Yeah, there may be some negotiations that need to be taken place. Because this, the Two of Water is the Two of Cups, and it represents partnership, and relationships. So maybe there could be some reconciliation between you and a partner, if this has to do with the business venture, or, some of you are, get single mom energy here, running around doing a lot of work. But this could also relate to anybody who feels like, burnout from trying to create and push so hard. This is like renewal of strength, a renewal of commitment, of heart, feeling like your passion will be rekindled. So if you've been working really, really hard on something and you haven't quite seen it maybe move in the direction that you're wanting it to or was hoping it to, hoping it would, like hoping it would take off a little bit faster. This is about committing to it, taking some time out, because you have been working so hard, and there may be some things where you need to pull your energy from, refocus, recenter, let go of some things, and regroup so that you can feel more energetic and re-energized about this project. Because you've been working very, very hard, and it's time for you to take some break and practice some self-healing, some self-love, and it's going to rekindle that commitment to this project or to this partner. Take it as it lands here. We have the Ace of Water. Yeah, this new beginning. You will maybe even have a new relationship also with yourself, because when we work so hard, sometimes we don't see the fruits of our labor before we're, moving on and pushing ahead to keep going and keep driving the engine. And if we don't pause and take that break, sometimes we can't even see how far we come. We overlook all of those accomplishments, and it doesn't even matter how small. It's all progress. It's all steadily moving forward, and everything that you do is contributing to the forward movement of that dream, of that accomplishment. So you're being asked to keep faith that this dream, this project that you're creating, it is part of your destiny. It's what you're meant to be doing, but you've been working a little too much and pushing a little too hard, and you're being asked to ground yourself, come into your heart, communicate a little bit more with your guides, with your intuition, to rest, to just relax a little bit, allow yourself some enjoyment, some fun, to recenter yourself, and it's going to help you feel more secure in your relationship. It's going to help you feel more secure in your ability to create your dreams, whatever this creation is, this craft, this project, whatever it is that you've been putting all of your energy towards. It's going to help you feel more centered and more balanced to then begin again. You know what I mean? Like I was talking about the plants, when we nurture the roots, in the springtime, we're growing. There's this point where we need to take a break from growing. We need to rest. We need to nurture our soul. We need to spend some time in the water element and take a break to cleanse ourselves. And we go to the roots. We go back to our roots to nurture the beginning. It's like the pause and reflect. Okay. This was my original intent when I began, and is this still where I see myself going? Is this still the person I want to work with? Is this still the dream job? Is this still the ideal life that I want for myself? Is this the class that I want to commit to? It's taking that time to regroup and recenter and decide if this is where you still want to keep going, or is there anything you can let go of so that you can move forward? Or do you have fears that are coming up that need your attention, that need to be cleansed and healed and transformed so that you don't have them resurfacing later on, and you can just keep moving forward feeling more happy and more fulfilled? Yeah, this person just looks so exhausted. They've been slaving hard in the kitchen, and there's so many things to do, it seems like, and just feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So you need to come out, take some time out. And those of you who may be having a partnership, there is some healing. There's going to be some renewal within that relationship. And renewal even with the relationship with yourself, where you don't shame yourself or guilt yourself because you've taken some time out, where you can come into the heart, and the heart is wanting healing. The heart is wanting rest because the mind has been pushing so hard for you to work and to do and to create, and the body's just exhausted. It's learning to have a healthy relationship and balancing those two aspects out so that you can feel more connected, more stable, more balanced. Too much fire, not enough water. And those who have, if somebody has too much water, they're not really growing much. They're kind of stagnant and still. So we need the fire to energize us and to motivate us and to That's the action that we need. But if there's been too much action and not enough rest and not enough nurturing the soil, we can get complete burnout. We dry up from all inspiration. We dry up from all creativity and passion because we just burned ourselves out enough. We haven't nurtured ourselves enough through the process. Oh, we have the earth elemental. I love it. I gratefully accept the abundance the earth bestows on me. Look at that. When you take time out to connect with Mother Nature and the earth element, it's coming into our heart space. And the more we can enter into our heart space, it brings us to a place of peace and calm and in the present moment. And that is where we have the most control to creating change in our lives, to seeing how abundant we are, to seeing how grateful we are, because we can always have it worse. It teaches us to appreciate the small things and to appreciate the people who are in our lives, to appreciate the lessons and the challenges that we've overcome, and seeing how far you've grown. It's tending to the roots and seeing, I came from here and now I have made it this far. And that's what tuning into the earth element is. It reconnects us to the roots, to the present moment, to who we are today. And this is where we have the most control and the most balance in our lives, the most awareness of our lives. And then we have embrace change. Beautiful. So it says, I move easily and confidently through the changes in my life. And this is where you're going to get to. You want to have that ease of movement, and allowing yourself to adapt to the energy that is available within your body. It's tuning into the physical body. Today, do I have the energy to do all this? And sometimes it doesn't even matter if you do or you don't, because there's certain obligations, especially if you have children and you have a job. Like, yes, those are the commitments that you have, because we all have to pay our bills. We all have to take care of our children. Those are our responsibilities. But there's also the way we go about handling our responsibilities. And it's the way we communicate to ourselves and to our body, and whether we acknowledge our health or not. So if we're having a bad day and we feel very tired, we're going to want to put the most, little effort into doing things, and it's finding a way where you don't have to make like these 5-star meals for your kids on those days where you don't have the energy, and give yourself that permission to not be 100% on your A game. Allow yourself to say, I'm so tired today, I don't have it in me. Do you mind if we just, it's finding those shortcuts and allowing yourself to be able to have a shortcut and not expect perfectionism out of yourself, because those are the days where you practice self-care and self-love, and you embrace, today I don't have the energy, and I'm okay that I don't have it, because I know I do all this stuff. I have to handle so many things. I juggle so many things, and I'm so many things to so many people. It's okay if I have a day where my energy is not at 100. Nobody can sustain that type of energy all the time without taking breaks, without resting and nurturing themselves. All right. So tune into your energy flow. What is my energy today? And is there a way anytime in the daytime, or the evening, where you can set some time aside where you acknowledge and say, all right, I'm going to rest. I'm not going to guilt myself. I'm not going to be this for, anybody. I'm just going to do this for me, and tuning into your own self to be in that receiving energy and say, ooh, I need some downtime right now. And if that requires you to just communicate to your partner and just say, hey, can you watch the kids? Or, babe, I need some me time. I need about 30 minutes in the bath alone, or in my Zen cave, whatever you can do where it's just you focusing on yourself, or I just need some time to go for a walk or spend some time in nature, whatever it is, where you can feel centered and tuned in to your inner world and feel more balanced. But allow yourself to go with your flow, okay? Let's get one more final card. Let's go with the Four Spirits. For you, those drawn to the earth, what Four Spirit has a message for pile number one? Those drawn to the earth. The earth pile. This one, we have Raccoon Spirit. Potential. Delve into the unknown, for it is through uncertainty that you often uncover your true gifts. Okay. So what I love about the raccoons is they are very nocturnal. You know, they're very active at nighttime. And so for me, that kind of like almost exactly like you don't allow yourself to rest even when you should be resting. So definitely spend some more time acknowledging that it's okay and natural for you to have a pause, for you to reflect, for you to take a break, and not to have to be all the time creating, doing, working. It's okay for me to pause and to reflect and to rest and nurture myself, because this is when I get my greatest ideas. This is when I receive inspiration. This is when I receive healing and nurturing, and my body gets to feel rejuvenated so I can press on and move forward into a brighter future, into the new cycle, the new path that's ahead of me. So I can feel re-energized moving ahead. I can feel assured up. You know, think of like after when you've climbed the mountain, you've reached the peak, you know, it's taking in the view of how far you've come and where you're at now, and then decide which mountaintop you want to tackle next. What is the next mission? Do I need to let go of some of this equipment that I've been carrying? I really didn't need this resource going up this mountain. So it's too much baggage, too much weight. It's probably just going to slow me down. So I'm going to let go of these things and embrace the journey ahead, you know, with less baggage to move forward. But it's that pause in between that is desperately needed right now for you, Earth Elemental. All right, pile number one. Yeah, and there is, at this time where you're being asked to pause and reflect, you're going to find some hidden idea there. There's going to be something that's revealed to you. So like I said, your guides want to reveal something to you. There's something that needs to be heard. You need to tune in and listen to your heart space, okay? Because you're going to receive some insight, some information. And it's going to be something that you're meant to create, some kind of gift, some kind of talent. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. If you resonated with the Earth Elemental pile, please let me know in the comments below, or like and subscribe. This helps others find my channel. Thank you all so much for being here and supporting me. Y'all have a blessed day. Take care. Hello everyone drawn to the air element. This is your reading. So we're going to go ahead and pull some cards to tune into the air element. I got a few of the oracle cards, and then I'll get a few of the tarot cards. Messages from the element of air. 3, 2, messages from the air element. Okay, thank you. This is the air element. I want you guys to know. Let's get some tarot real quick. Messages from the air element. Okay, let's start here. We have the third eye chakra, which is wild because our mind is the element of air, is where our thoughts reside, is our thinking, it is the mental realm. And it says, I see the wisdom of my higher self and apply this wisdom in my life. So some of you may be getting some awakening, some understanding, some ideas, some inspiration coming into your energies. If it's not already coming in, maybe there has been this new idea, a new awakening, or you're about to receive an awakening. Okay, let's see. We have the throat chakra. All right, so some truth is going to be revealed to you. I speak my truth and encourage others to speak theirs. So the truth of your higher self. Your higher self wants to reveal some truth to you. And we have the journey of wholeness with card number 33. That's wild. We had card number 33 come out. And the earth element as well, but with different cards. Okay. 33 is a master teacher number. It is a higher level of spiritual understanding. Is connection to your higher self, your guiding light, your truth of who you are. Gotta cover her up. You could be connecting to your higher self, the truth of your essence. Yeah, there's this beautiful light that's coming into your energy field right now. There's this beautiful blooming, the crown chakras opening up. That's what I see for you. So there's the higher realms, this connection to the higher realms. There's a lot of just energy in your energetic field right now. I feel like you're very much in alignment with your truth, with source, with your wisdom, with your intuition, with your heart. Yes, her hands are coupling her heart here. Very heart-centered. Very connected. Ooh, okay, so you have the air element wants you to know that you have opened up the heart space. You found your center. You found your balance, your truth. Very open to receiving. And if not, you're being asked to open and receive. There's some information, something that needs to be communicated from your higher self that's going to bring a new awareness and then a new perspective that's going to make you feel more whole, more balanced, more secure, have more understanding and more awareness about the events that have taken place. We have the infinite. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, look at that balance. Look at these wings. It's like some of you are awakening to a new level. You're rising up. You have graduated a class, so to say, and now you're moving on to a new path, a new level of understanding. There's new awakenings. I feel like there are new light codes coming in, new blueprints that are being activated for you. So it's like a whole new phase, a new upgrade, a big shift is taking place for you. Yeah, it's like a whole surge of new energy, a new way of being, reawakening to your truth. Yeah, there's just so much air. I mean, look at all these wings, you know. But we also have this connection to water, because I feel like, if y'all can see these here, they look like tentacles and everything, and there's this lotus that's blooming, so I feel like she is very connected. You're very connected, very tuned into the emotional body, and there's this awakening, this new understanding of the truth. You've now seen the truth, like you've gone into your soul and you just have seen the truth. Hang on a minute, guys. The guineas are coming around and they're kind of loud. Okay, so what came to me just so when I was saying the guineas are kind of loud, I feel like maybe you yourself, you are shining your light, you're standing in your truth. Maybe you wear lots of colorful clothing, or maybe you have a very artistic look about you. Maybe you dye your hair different colors, or the way that you wear your makeup. I feel like you're very artistic and very creative. And like your presence is very healing and nurturing to others. And I feel like you are not afraid to shine your light and to stand in your truth, no matter how loud it may seem to others. Oh, look, we have love. Yes, I feel like you are, you've healed the heart and you have learned to love yourself, love your truth. And we have death coming out. Yeah, I feel like it's the end of a way of being, a way of not allowing yourself to shine your light or to dim your light in any kind of way. You're done doing that. You've learned to love yourself and nurture yourself, and not to be afraid of your truth, not to be afraid to shine your light, or to know what you know, to doubt your wisdom. I feel like you've come to a place of unconditionally loving yourself, which is beautiful, and it's so hard to do for so many people, which is so sad that we can have love and compassion and forgiveness for others, but we don't know how to give it to ourselves, and it takes a lot of practice, a lot of tuning in, a lot of healing, a lot of deep diving to get to know ourselves and to know our needs and to know our boundaries, and it takes us going through a lot of hard lessons to get to that place of wholeness. So it has been a long journey, to love, to infinite love, to loving yourself and knowing that you are, you are a part of the divine, that you aren't a divine, that you are one with the divine, and to connecting with your unity within and finding that balance and that wholeness. And you have achieved that by letting go of all the untruths, all the illusions. You've done a lot of healing and a lot of loving yourself, so congratulations. We have the 9 of Fire. Yeah, you have been working hard. You've been protecting your heart. You've been growing. You've been tending to the soil, so to say. You've been nurturing that garden and taking care of that garden, and you have been working so hard to bring this completion about, to bring this wholeness in. With the 8 of Fire, so there's a lot of shifts, a lot of changes that are going to be taking place for you. A lot of things upgrading. We have the Wheel, yeah. It's a whole new journey, a whole new beginning for you. The journey to wholeness and feeling complete within, feeling whole within. So 10, the number 10, represents cycles and taking a leap of faith. It's endings, but then we also have new beginnings and finding our independence. It's that unity and wholeness, being a part of the whole. We have luck, progress, and change. Nice. We have the 9 of Air. Yeah, maybe there has been a lot of mental work that you've been having to do, clear out a lot of negativity, a lot of fear, a lot of worry. But you've been working really hard. Things have been stressing you out. I feel like it's the end of that. It's the end of the negativity. It's the end of the worry. The end of being stuck in the mind. You've healed a lot of old programs, old belief systems, even karmic programming, karmic cycles, generational trauma. You have been doing the work. You've worked really, really hard, to the point where you came to a place where you were just exhausted, and maybe there's been a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of heartache. But you've done it. You've completed this cycle. And now there's this big shifts are coming in for you. Those of you drawn to the air element, we have the Shaolin Master. That's right. You've been working hard on kicking butt. We have be grateful in movement and action. And you've created a lot of change. You've healed a lot of old programming, negative thoughts, worries, fears, things that may have kept you up all night, worrying about things, worrying about being good enough, worrying about finishing the job, if this is the right path, fears that you're not good enough, that you're not lovable, but you are. You have done the work, and you've created that balance. You've alchemized that negativity, that you've alchemized the fear of lack, of worry, and you've brought in this beautiful connection to your higher self that knows, that trusts, that has faith. You've opened your heart up to your truth, to connecting to your heart and healing the inner child wounds here. With Protection Guardian, drop your shield. Yeah, now it's time for you to be open to receiving because you have done the work. And now it's time for you to allow yourself to bloom, to come into your full, your full self, your true self, your divinity. You are definitely protected by the higher realms. They're wanting you to know that. It's okay to open your heart and be vulnerable and to share your light, to share your gifts to others, to share your heart. You don't need to worry anymore. You don't need to have fear. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody because you know you're good enough. You know that you are lovable. You know that you are connected to the divine, that you are a divine child of Source, and that you are already born worthy and lovable, and that you are unconditionally loved, and that everything that comes onto the path is there to teach you a lesson, to serve you in some way, to remind you of your truth. And we have the High Priest, intend and create. Now it's time for you to create something. When we go through a lot of hardships in our life, when we overcome challenges, we are then given the opportunity to share our journey with others, to offer light, to offer our wisdom, to offer healing to others who may have experienced similar outcomes but may find themselves trapped in a cycle, or trapped in the fear, trapped in the worry, trapped in the place of lack. When we find our way out of the maze, we are then asked to be of service and to help others, because we've healed that heart space, and our heart wants to shine, our heart wants to love, our heart wants to be in service. And when you reach that place where you connect to your higher self and you feel whole within, there is no other greater offering of kindness and love to one another than to help each other, who are suffering. It becomes something that is just like a passion of yours. It's something that is, it gives you passion to want to help others, to want to be in service. And it's something that you just, it's an automatic almost when you turn your heart light on to help serve in whatever way you can, to be a guiding light, to help others see the truth, to break out of the illusion, to get out of the maze, to get out of the suffering, to offer a helping hand. And I feel like that is definitely going to be part of your mission going forward, to visualize the type of life that you want, and what do you see yourself doing, and how do you see yourself becoming of service, or even creating the life of your dreams. How do you move forward now, and what type of how do you want to share your light, how do you want to shine your light and feeling comfortable in doing so, and then go forth and create it. Visualize and create the life of your dreams, create the earth that we all see in our hearts. Go forth and become it. Pile number 2. The air wants you to visualize, focus on your third eye, focus on your creation, and go forth and then create it. What does your heart want to create? Is there some passion of yours? Is there a life or a dream job that you have? Visualize it and then go forth and create it, and know that it is going to come in, that it will manifest, that it is divinely inspired, and it will be protected. Okay, let me get you guys. Do we want to do fairies or angels? Let's go with the fairies. A final message for those drawn to the air element, please. We have the tree wisdom. The tree dryad will help you navigate through the current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. Okay, so you have a lot of wisdom that is meant to be shared with others. The air element wants you to use your voice to speak your truth, to use it to be a guiding light. Some of you may be singers, some of you may play instruments, but there's something with the air element, whether it's communication. It could also be therapy, where you're a great listener, but it has to do with the element of air. So like I said, it could be music, it could be speaking, you could be somebody who's a counselor, or you could do TED Talks, maybe you have your own YouTube channel, but there's something that you're meant to communicate, offer, and share with everyone that helps bring healing or insights or awakenings and epiphanies. It may activate hidden light codes in their body, because there's something that your voice offers and vibrates out into the world. It resonates with truth, and it may tap and connect to other people's heart, and you may awaken their truth and remind them of who they really are, and to help them free themselves from the illusion that we all find ourselves in when we incarnate here. All right, you guys, those are your messages from the air element. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Just let me know that the air element spoke to you and that this was your reading. If you don't know what to say, just like and subscribe. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you so much. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to the fire reading. Those of you drawn to the fire pyramid, the rose quartz pyramid, these are your messages from the element of fire. So we're going to go ahead and pull you some cards to reveal what the fire element wants you to know. The fire pile, actually. These. We're going to pull a couple of oracle cards for you, and then we will get a few tarot. I think there's one more in this. Okay. Let's get a couple dragon cards for the element of fire. This one and this one. Let's get some tarot. Messages from the fire element. Let's do one more. Okay, now they said 3. And let's do a dragon rider. Messages from the fire element. Okay. Alright, collective. Let's see what your messages are. We have the heart chakra. I love myself and others unconditionally and share loving relationships. Now, what's so funny is before I started your reading, I started to notice with the other 2 readings before you, that they each, the color, the mineral, so like the earth element was an aquamarine cube, and after I was done with the reading, I started recognizing that the earth element was telling them to tune into the water more. And then for pile number 2 with the air element, it was really all about the air, and we have the purple, so it was about the third eye and the wisdom. So there's a connection to the mineral, and I was noticing that when I have a rose quartz pyramid for the fire, so I knew it had something to do with an element of the heart, something that you're very passionate about. And it's card number 17, which is an 8, and it has to do with limitless potential, shifts, changes, strength, karmic balance. So there's something about something from your heart, something is blooming, something is healing, there's something that you're growing, something you've been nurturing and tending to. So there's an element of passion here with the fire. Let's see what else the fire says. We got the sun goddess. I love that. And look, we have a dragon. I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. So some of you may be, oh my goodness, y'all. And it's a number 33 in pile 1, pile 2. Both of these elements, and now this one has a card number 33 coming out, and they've been in each one a different deck, but the number 33 is coming out, and number 33 is a master healer number. It's a master teacher number. It has to do with the Christ consciousness guiding you, your higher self guiding you, having a higher level of understanding and awareness. And I feel like this is essentially the sun card. So there's a yes, there's a promise, there's hope, there's blessings, there's guidance, there's information coming in, because I see a lot of hieroglyphs here. So I feel like there is a, you may be receiving some insight, some understanding, perhaps some inspiration coming through all these solar flares, the geomagnetic storms that just keep hitting the planet, especially this year. We are receiving so much light, so much plasmic ions. I mean, is it ions, particles, plasmic particles, you know, that is, the light contains information. So you may be receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of insight, a lot of inspiration, a lot of things that are touching your heart or perhaps healing your heart. There's a lot of transformation taking place in your life, or will be taking place in your life, that's going to help you set yourself free. I feel like with the dragon here, something that, from the past maybe that may have been holding you back, something that needs healing, that needs your love. We have hunger. Okay, and it's a yellow, so solar plexus chakra. It could have to do with your, you know, having courage, having confidence in yourself, being able to shine your light or tap into your creative abilities. Wow, we have determination. Look at that yellow, more yellow, lots of yellow coming through. It's about, you know, the yellow is, it's our confidence, our ability to create. It's our lower mind, our physical mind. It's essentially our, you know, our inner sun, our higher self. When we heal the heart, we feel more connected to our truth. We have more confidence to be ourselves. And the fire wants you to be determined not to hold yourself back, to shine your light. There may be something that you are super passionate about, something that you've been nurturing, because we have her holding her heart, and there's this flower, something you've been, you know, it could be behind the scenes, it could be something that you're trying to put out into the collective, something that you're trying to share, and you're being asked to hold on to your determination and to be strong, to let go of any fears that you have about lack or not being good enough, or about being seen. Spread your wings. Allow yourself to be free to be yourself. Allow your heart to express itself. Allow your inner child to do the things that inspire the inner child, to make your inner child come alive. And let go of all fears, all doubts that you're not good enough. Because, we have the sun coming through. There's so much light. There's so much inspiration. So much that's transforming and healing for you. Allow the fire element to transform the past. When you work with the fire, a great way that I can tell you to work with the fire element is to write down your fears and acknowledge that you have any fears. Oh, hang on, the tractor's coming up through the yard. I'm going to pause this for a second. Wait, I'm not sure what's happening. I hope it's not too loud. I'm going to continue going. If it starts to get louder, I'll just pause it. Okay, but yes, when you're working with the fire... Okay, never mind, I'm going to pause. Okay, I went ahead and closed the window, so hopefully the tractor outside's not too loud. They're kind of cutting the field next door to me. So, like I was saying, when we're working with the fire element, because, right, you chose the fire, you can use the fire to help you transmute any fears, to allow the fire to burn all the past fears and worries and limitations and thoughts of not being good enough. You can allow the fire, you can write these down, write down your fears that you have and the old ways of perceiving yourself or needing any validation outside of yourself. And ask to work with the fire element to transform, to burn up, work with the dragons, because dragons, they work with the ley lines of the earth, and they cleanse and transmute heavy, dense, lower vibrational energy, and they help raise their vibration and the frequency to one that can be of a higher vibration. So that is why dragons are so spiritual, because they can go to the lowest, darkest, heaviest vibrations and also ascend to the highest of dimensions as well. So what we want to do is transform these dense, heavy, lower vibrational energies of fear and lack and not being good enough, and working with the fire to burn away these old programs and these old beliefs and old thoughts, and to transmute them so that they can dissipate into air, and the air will help disperse the heavy, dense energy so that they can vibrate out of your aura and into, you can ground them into Mother Earth. So as you write down your fears and you burn the piece of paper, it's symbolic of what you're doing energetically with your mind and your thoughts and your belief system, so that these energies are no longer trapped in your energetic field or trapped in your mind. You want to help break them up, disperse them, so that they're not so heavy and not so dense and not controlling this beautiful dream, desire, intention of healing, or whatever it is that you're wanting to create for yourself, even if it's having a healthier relationship with yourself. You're wanting to transform and to heal and to ascend to a different reality, a different way of being, a different way of loving, a different way of seeing yourself and feeling safe within your own body, your own heart, and your own mind. And working with the fire element can help you overcome your fears and transform those lower vibrational energies and help them ascend, into a lighter, higher vibrational energy. I hope this makes sense for you guys. Which is probably why the dragons wanted to come through here. Not only are they, they work with the fire, but they are also, a spiritual being. They work with all the elements, essentially. They are all of them, which is why they are such great teachers and guides for us, because they help us to master all of the elements. So the dragon that's coming through first is the silver lunar dragon. Bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. So this is your moon chakra essentially. It is located, I believe, at the base of the neck behind your head here. So this is your ability to tap into your intuition here, tap into your feminine energies, the feminine energies of your heart, and receiving to bring about more balanced energy. So some of you may have been working really, really hard to prove yourself and using the fire element in a way that is creating, using the fire out of fear versus using the fire to create. Everything is a tool, and when we're working, in the physical realm, the elements are the tools that we work with to create. They are the basics of creation. They are the fundamental basics of creation. Earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Everything is made of these elements. And so when we're creating something, if we're creating from a place of fear, we're not going to see the fruits of our labor. We're not going to see intentions bloom, because we're not creating from a place of faith and love and passion. We're creating from a lower vibrational field of creation. And what we want to do is create from a place of love and faith and things that make us feel good, things that illuminate our heart, things that make us feel alive and energetic. They inspire us. We want to create from an inspired place versus creating from a place of fear, from a place of lack, because essentially we're just going to create more of that lack, more of that fear, and we're not going to see the beautiful, fruits of that labor. We're not going to reach that place of blooming. We're just going to be struggling and pushing and creating from a place of void and never seeing anything come from it, because we're not creating from the place of love and faith and devotion and inspiration. So it's shifting where we're creating from, how we're creating. We have the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. Prepares all of your chakras to embody higher love. Accept and radiate higher love and touch others with its flame. I love that this came through, and we have this this beautiful little cricket here that's just playing this beautiful music, and that's what you want to do. You want to create from a place of higher love, and the more love that you give to yourself, and the more that you fill your own cup, the more of that love will just radiate out into the energy field of others, because you're creating from a space of love. You're creating from a space of being fulfilled on your own and not needing to prove anything to anybody. You know your worth, you know your value, you know your heart, you know your intentions, and what it is that you're creating, and what it is that you're wanting to inspire within others, and allowing your light to spark another flame within somebody else, to inspire others. And the more that we cleanse away our fears, the more that we dissipate these lower dense vibrations, the higher the vibrations can go, the higher the frequency can go. So essentially our vibrations are how fast the energy's moving, and so essentially what you want to do is slow the vibration down so that you can be more present, more centered, more focused, and you want the frequency to rise to a higher level, because that's rising in dimension, and we want our frequencies to come from a place of the higher dimensions of unconditional love, from source, from spirit, from our heart space, versus coming from a void that we have within, because we haven't acknowledged that there's a space of lack, because we haven't poured into our own energy field. We haven't filled our energy field up with this light yet, with this higher vibration. Therefore it's not within us, so we can't vibrate it out. You know what I'm saying? I hope this is making sense for you guys. If not, just take what does resonate for you and leave the rest. Hopefully it will make sense to those it's made to make sense for. But there is this light that you have within you, and this passion that is very determined to rise above these lower vibrations, to rise above the fear, to rise above the doubt and the lack and the unworthiness. And there's this beautiful feminine energy that's coming through this reading with this rose quartz fire, this love and connection to the divine feminine here. Because we have the pink, we have the heart chakra, we have the moon coming through, and it's about being more sensitive to your own needs, to your own light, to your own heart, to your own desires and passions. What is it that you're hungry for, that you want to create for yourself, you know? And to be determined not to let fear hold you back from shining your light, from rising above these old patterns and these old belief systems that keep you in a place of fear and doubt. You have Archangel Gabriel brings purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. So this is Archangel Gabriel's dragon here, and he holds this diamond light in his hand. And this is the diamond of ascension here, when we connect and fully open and expand that heart chakra, where it's fully on board and it just radiates this light of unconditional love and passion and connection, and knowing that we are divine, that you are source creator incarnate, that we all are one, and that we are all connected. And like you have certain key codes within your energy field that are either awakening or about to awaken. The more you tune into this divine feminine energy, into your heart space here, and that frequency is something that is meant to be shared with others. Yeah, you are a messenger of the heart, of the divine. Yeah, the fire, the passion of source, of God, and shining that and sharing that with others. By liberating yourself, you also contribute to the liberation of others. Yeah, there's this beautiful cleansing of the heart coming through for you. You have the Knight of Fire, confident, passionate, and adventurous. Okay, the Knight of Fire. That is like, it is a fast-paced energy here. And it's fire too, I love that. So there, you have that communication. I feel like that is you. You're somebody who's very, very energetic, very passionate, very compassionate. You know, you love to share from your heart. You love to give to others. You're a very determined individual. You're being asked to be more confident in yourself as you share your joy, as you share your heart, as you shine your light. This is forward movement. Keep moving forward. And then we have the Dreamer, which is essentially the Fool card, this new beginning. Beautiful transformation. Yeah, the fire is going to help you transform and end these old cycles of fear, where you're going to start trusting and believing in yourself. You're going to be protecting your heart, setting those healthy boundaries, knowing and being more confident in your abilities, healing that inner child. It's a whole new adventure for you, where you feel confident. And we have the wise counselor, number 5 here. More shifts, more change. We have belonging, learning, and traditions. Aha. Okay. Yeah, so those old patterns, that's what's shifting. We're shifting out of the fear and lack and void and not having confidence in ourselves to becoming somebody who feels connected. You feel safe and secure within, having healed the inner child and understanding your own personal inner wounds and your journey and how far you come and everything that you have overcome. You're going to start feeling more secure, more like you belong, and that this has been part of the journey all along, was to get you, to remind you of your light, to remind you of your beautiful heart that you're meant to share with others. That self-love, the self-approval, self-worth, self-esteem, all those things, where you're going to feel safe, you're going to feel secure. Big changes for you. Could keep working with that fire element to burn away these old fears, old beliefs, old patterns, and release them and let them go. And then in its place, apply your love, your validation, your understanding, your healing, and keep moving forward with this determination, with this hunger for celebrating your light and recognizing your beauty. We have Lady Rowena and Spencer, her dragon. The quality of divine mercy will expand your maturing consciousness. Sympathy will be transformed and mercy will awaken. Beautiful. And it's a beautiful, see, I feel like this is your heart right here, and this is your protective dragon, right? Helping you to transmute any of the lower vibrational energies so that you can create something new from the void, from the space that you have within. Because anytime we're releasing old patterns, old belief systems, and we burn these energies away, they transform into something else. It creates that dispersion of energy, and it allows more space. So those dense energies that were compacted in your energy field and holding you down, they start to disperse and break away, and it creates more space in the field. And in between that space, more light can come in, more awareness, more perception, more illumination, more love. There's more room for more of you, of your truth, to come into your energy field. So definitely there's a reason why you were drawn to working with the fire element. And we have Sarah Gwen and Baldwin, card number 22. So you got 33 and 22. This is a master number as well. This is the master builder number. It's about balance and harmony, partnership, transformation, coming onto the right path. It says, see the wonders around you and honor this incarnation. The here and the now is the stage on which you will encounter and learn to love yourself. I love that. You are, the more that you pour your love, your light, and your intentions and your attention into your heart space, the more love and light you're going to radiate out into others, and you'll be creating from that space of love instead of a space of lack. Okay, let me get you. I gotta feel there's 2 more cards that need to come through for you. So let me see which deck wants to come through. For the fire. Let's do the unicorns. Woo. All right, we have, beloved, prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe that you are lovable. So some of you, this is about love coming into your life and not feeling lovable, not feeling good enough, having not found, that person for you. And the more that you can love yourself and see your own light and your own beauty, the more you pour in to your own heart, the more you're going to be open and receptive to love coming into your life, because you've opened your heart and you've been loving yourself more, and that creates a magnetic pull to you for love to come your way, because your focus is no longer outward, it's more turned inward. And when your vision and your energies are focused within, it creates this vacuum for energy to come towards you, and this love will start coming into your life because you're pouring more love within into your own heart. Okay, so this is how the magic works. If we are focused on creating something outside in this reality, we're putting our energy and our focus outside. But when we're wanting something to come into our lives, we have to focus our energy within. We have to pour those energies into our own heart space so that we're giving it to ourselves, and therefore it creates that flow towards us. Okay? One more card. Whoop, for for the fire. Okay, they said two cards wanted to come out. We've got innocence, take time to play, nurture your inner child, and live with a childlike sense of wonder. So this is about healing that inner child, okay? Loving yourself, validating your worth, acknowledging your needs, acknowledging the spaces that have felt that there has been a void or a lack in some way, and you validating it, you understanding it, and then you filling your cup. And then we have prosperity. A gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Managing your finances with love. So some of you, this is about a lack of finances. The more you can come from that space of love, I'm telling you, pouring into your own heart, acknowledging where you are abundant in your life, holding on to gratitude. Thank you so much for everything that's in my life, for all the blessings that are coming in. This works the same way as far as working with love energies. I'm going to fill my cup with gratitude for my blessings that come, for all opportunities that are in my life, for the prosperity that is open and in my life. I'm open to receiving, and that's the best understanding that I can give you. The best example I can give to you is by focusing on where you have abundance in your life. And prosperity can come in so many different ways. It's not necessarily always financial. Prosperity is something that is abundant in your life. And so when we focus on, even it can be the abundance of air, the holding on to for me, when I started working on abundance or lack or financial instability and everything, I started shifting my focus and my awareness and coming into my heart space and filling my heart with gratitude and acknowledging all the ways in my life where there is an abundance, and looking around and seeing how the earth is filled with abundance of everything. And even though we're taught to see things from a place of lack, it's shifting our focus to a place of abundance. There's an abundance of air, there's an abundance of light, there's an abundance of beauty around us everywhere in the natural world. There's abundance of grass, there's an abundance of leaves, there's an abundance of trees, there's an abundance of animals. And you can even break it down with thank you so much for allowing me to wake up this morning. I'm so grateful for this life. I'm grateful for the people who have been in my life. I'm grateful for all the blessings that have appeared before my eyes, or thank you for the signs that I see every day. You know, there's so many things to be grateful for, and the more that you can find things to be grateful for, the more ways abundance will start showing up in your life and in your energy field, because you're acknowledging it, you're welcoming it, you're appreciating it, and therefore you become that vibration of abundance. You become the vibration of prosperity because you're acknowledging that it's in your field of awareness every single day, and therefore you become a magnet for it to come into your life at a consistent flow, okay? Ooh. All right, fire pile, I'm going to go ahead and close your reading now. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly hope this reading has resonated with you. If so, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Just let me know the fire pile is yours. If you don't know what to say, just let me know through a like or a subscription to my channel. I appreciate you all so much for being here. Looking forward to have you back in future readings. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. Welcome, water pile. These are going to be your messages from the water elements. So we're going to pull a few cards through here to get your messages. We're going to start with the oracle cards, and I'll choose a few of the tarot to go along with them. So messages from the water element, for those drawn to the water. There's another one. Okay. Let's see. Messages from the water for the collective who are drawn to this pile. Let's get a few mermaids. Messages from the water element, please. One more. Let's get a few tarot. Guys, if you hear some noise in the background, I hope it's not too loud. They are cutting the field next door to me. And when I say they, it's my husband. He's on the tractor at the moment. And he just got the tire fixed, so he is on a mission to get these fields cut. Okay, let's see. Alright, we're gonna... Let's see who else. Let's get some of the ocean cards. Messages from the water. This one. Here you see turtles. Okay. What is the water element? I want you to know. Okay, this card just flew over, so I'm going to take it. We have spirit guides. I open my heart to my guides and trust in the wisdom they share with me. Okay. So there is some information that's wanting to come into you, into your energy field at the moment. Some information that's flowing into your energy field. We have the earth elemental. This came through actually for the earth pile. Let's keep going. We have the crown chakra. Okay, yeah, some divine wisdom is wanting to come into your energy field. This could be a reawakening of a core memory. It could be your divine truth, who you are. The water element connects us into the receptive divine feminine energies of flow and healing. It's also connected to memory, to our body, to our emotions, to our wisdom, also connecting to our heart space. You know, our emotions are very much connected to our heart center, right? So there is some divine wisdom, some awakening that's wanting to come in for you, something that perhaps could bring about healing to the physical body, but also into your physical world. So there is some type of growth, something shifting. You could be shifting out of one phase of life into another phase of life. As in, you could be moving out of, let's say, young adulthood into, like, let's say, motherhood or fatherhood. or out of the mother role into the grandmother role, or from the grandmother to the wise elder, you know, to the crone phase. Just take what resonates with you, whatever you're transitioning through in your life. You're shifting from one phase of life into another, and there's this awakening, this connection that's taking place for you. Some knowledge, some information. Look, and we have the wheel of life, you know, growth, change, shifts, a turning of the wheel, changing of the seasons. And it says, I am guided by the cycles of life and live in complete harmony with them. Perhaps you could be being asked by the water element to ground in your wisdom, to hold on to the lessons that you have learned, allow yourself to flow, have those stable roots, that stable foundation of knowing your truth and who you are, but allowing yourself to also flow and to move forward and to be guided where you need to be going, what the next steps are, moving forward. And sometimes that takes a little bit of faith, a little bit of trust and surrender, because sometimes the path before us is unknown, and so it can be a little scary because we haven't traversed that territory before. And so sometimes we can develop a little bit of fear or doubt and worry, and you're being asked to surrender those feelings, to acknowledge that that can be part of the journey, but it's meant to inspire that creativity, that sense of adventure and openness to learn and to experience and to gain more wisdom and more knowledge. You know, to add to your tool belt, to add to your library of wisdom. And your higher self is guiding you to move forward. There's this beautiful connection that you've established with your higher self. I feel like you've found that balance within, and even the balance within the elements here, because I see the seasons all being represented, and I see the light and the shadow, the fire and the water. It's having that beautiful harmony within. This beautiful connection to the divine feminine as well. So we have creativity. I love that we have this purple. So there's this connection to the higher chakras, the crown chakra, which came through for you. Yeah, lots of purples. That crown, that place of understanding and knowing and wisdom and feeling connected. We have the Death card. I feel like this is the shifting out of one phase into another, the surrendering and letting go of the old so that you can move forward, and allowing the old to inspire you to create something new for yourself, a vision, something that you hold dear to your heart. You know, there's something that you're wanting to create that's coming in to your energy field, and it's something that's divinely inspired. When you have visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, and out-of-body travel. I'm glad that this came through, because this is just confirmation. There's something that you are being guided to create, some vision, some dream that you have that's divinely inspired. And when you tune into this water element, the water element allows you to be receptive. It allows there to be movement. The energy just flows. You just flow. You accept what comes into your energy field, and you allow it to move out of your energy field. You don't hold on to it and keep it trapped. You allow it to move through you, and that's how our emotions are supposed to flow. It's a fluidity that we should allow to take place. And a lot of times what people do with their emotions is they suppress them, and they end up compressing them so that they become this very dense, solid thing within the physical body that then creates disease and illness, because some of those emotions that they're holding on to are the heavy, dense, painful ones. And a lot of them, the ones that are stored in the energy field and that become physical, are ones from our childhood, their childhood wounds. Because as a child, things in a child's mind seem so big and they're so drastic. And I'm not trying to, what is the term? Invalidate or, God, what is it? Minimize your pain or experience in any type of way. I'm not saying that at all, because there's anything that we go through that's painful and hurtful. It is, it's heartbreaking, it's betrayal, and it's an energy that we don't understand, and it doesn't feel good. And so that's why we try to suppress them, because we don't want to feel it. And in order for us to heal from them, they are messengers. They are meant to flow through us. They are signals, they're signs, they're, like I said, they're messengers. They're coming to show you something, to teach you something. This is an energy that doesn't feel good. What can I learn about this energy so I don't have to feel this energy anymore? And sometimes it's just coming to a place of acceptance and allowing and acknowledging that this is a painful energy. This hurts my heart, and allow yourself to be okay. And it's not okay that you're hurt, but comfort yourself in the hurt and say, it's okay, I know you're hurting, and I'm not going to shame you for hurting. I'm not going to stop you from the grieving process, because that's how we heal, is by acknowledging something that is painful and allowing ourselves to grieve through something that broke our heart. And it's normal, it's valid. Anybody would feel this way. We're all human and we all feel, and it's okay to. And that's what the water element wants you to know, that it's okay to feel. It is one of our greatest gifts. It's one of our greatest healing tools to use. It is a messenger for the body. When we feel, danger, we sense it, we feel it. It's a gut instinct. It's there for a reason. When we get angry about something, it's because somebody has crossed a line and they have disrespected you. So we need to have boundaries that protect ourselves from this person, from people who want to wish us harm, who aren't careful with our heart. They are there to teach us lessons about ourselves and what to do with our energy and how to protect our energy. So it's tuning in to our environment and picking up on the energies as they present themselves, and not trying to squish them or hold on to them and trap them and stuff them in and ignore them, or to because sometimes we shame ourselves for feeling some type of way, but we need to understand them. Why do I feel this way? And question them and follow them. What is the source of this energy? What is the source of this emotion? So we can gain the wisdom, so we can gain the understanding of them and understand the source of them. So if there's something that needs to be transformed and healed, or something that needs to be moved and acknowledged so it can flow through the body again, and we can break up that density some, then we need to do that work. It's going within and transforming and moving the stagnant waters and allowing them to just flow, allowing our emotions to flow. But it's not to the point where we allow them to run away with us, because sometimes fear can try to control our emotions, and sometimes fear will keep us trapped in a certain space of holding on to that fear, holding on to worry, holding on to guilt, holding on to shame, all those types of things. And so we want to be able to allow ourselves to acknowledge our emotions, but also teach our emotions, teach ourselves the truth of that emotion, so that they're not running away with us. So we're not allowing anxiety to take over. We're not allowing our fears and our doubts to take over, or any type of paranoia, allowing the illusion to be true. Because sometimes when we have a painful emotion, a painful experience that we've had in the past, and somebody in our present moment triggers us, and sometimes we have anger or pain that we have suppressed, and it triggers that pain to come up to the surface, and we just react. And that isn't the appropriate way to respond. Sometimes I can understand, like, if somebody's attacking you, then it's a reaction to protect yourself. That is all valid. But sometimes if somebody unknowingly is hitting a trigger and then you just attack them, like, that is a misuse of our energy and of our emotion, because that person wasn't intentionally trying to hurt you or evoke that type of response out of you. It was an unconscious thing. And the reason why that came up to the surface for you was to teach you or to show you where you have unresolved emotions and pain, and it's coming up to the surface to be acknowledged so that you can heal them and process them through the eyes, through the person that you have become today. Okay, so there's a little bit of healing that needs to take place if we have those type of emotions that come up to the surface. That's what needs transforming. We need to see them from a different perspective. We need to acknowledge and validate these emotions that are within our energy field that have been suppressed and not allowed to move forward so that they can move along. They come in, they show you something, they teach you something about the energies or about the person or about yourself, and then they flow and move out. But it's up to us to understand the energy and how to use the energies and use the energies to learn from them, okay? What else? We have the Mermaid of Time Out, awareness, contemplation, solitude, and time alone. Okay, this is perfect. When we take time to be with ourselves, that is the best time for us to acknowledge our emotions, for us to tune in to our emotional body, is when we take time out to connect to Mother Gaia, to ground. These are the feminine energies, is earth and water. We become more receptive. We slow our awareness down. We come more into the physical body, and we start becoming more in tune, more receptive to what's going on in our lives, to what's taking place in our inner body, in our inner world. And the water wants you to become more in tune with your emotional body and what is taking place, what is coming up to the surface to be acknowledged, to be examined, to be cleansed. Because sometimes, think of like a pool. All pools have a filter, and the filter cleans out any debris that gets stuck in the water so that the water can remain clear. Well, if our filter is dirty because we're not clearing it out, we're not clearing out the debris that has been gathering up over, the many years of pain or childhood trauma, if we haven't cleared the filter out and cleared out the debris, the water can't move and be fluid and clear. It starts to become stagnant and muddy and murky, and then the energy, it can't flow anymore. So things come in and then they just get jammed and blocked. And so now our energy receptors, they're not filtering things the way they should be. They start coming in through a dirty filter, and the water's processing. Our emotions are coming into a dirty filter. So when we see somebody or we have an emotion about something, the filter can be clogged, so we're not seeing it clearly. It's muddy. And so we can always see things from a place of slight or pain or whatever it is that we haven't let go of, whatever we're holding on to. We always see that in the waters being reflected to us. If we have feelings of lack of worth, lack of love, like we're not good enough, or we have all this resentment, we're gonna constantly have those energies circulating in our energy field, and anything that tries to come into us is going to come in through these dirty filters. And so it will constantly reinforce that emotion of not feeling good enough, of not feeling lovable, of pain and rage. More of that energy is just going to be, processed over and over again until we get in there and clear the filters out, so that the filters can be clear and we can see things and read the energies from a clear perspective. We're not seeing things based on the past or based on a suppressed, emotion or fear. We're seeing things as they present themselves from a clear, grounded place, of a healed place, okay? I hope this is making sense to you guys. We have Coral's wisdom. Colony, delicacy, fragility, works that are created over great periods of time. Hang on a minute, you guys. I gotta pause the video for a second. Okay. And so if our filters are dirty and we're not seeing things from a clear, grounded perspective, we're not gonna we're always going to be in a reactive energy versus being in that state of flow and learning the wisdom of each energy or each emotion as they present themselves in the present moment. We're actually reacting from something from the past, from a place of pain and fear and worry and doubt and trauma, versus the present moment where we can be more healed, more understanding, more perceptive, and reading the energies clearly. We're always going to be seeing things from a past perspective. We have the High Priestess, yes. Tuning into your emotions, tuning into your intuition. And that's the other thing, like our emotional body helps us tune into our intuition. It is our gut instinct, our gut feelings. Are we reading the energies correctly? You're always going to have that doubt if you're not responding, if you haven't healed the wounds of the past. If you don't understand your emotions and where they come from and the wisdom that they bring, you're not going to be able to read the energies clearly. Your emotional body needs a cleansing. It needs to be purified so that you can tune in to your intuition, to your higher wisdom, and create from that place. So have patience with yourself as you go within and reflect and tune into the emotional body and allow this cleansing to take place, this shift within. And we have Justice, yes. Sometimes when we experience pain and trauma, I don't wish ill on anybody, but there's nobody can get away with anything, and where sometimes we can perceive, how come I'm struggling, even though I have, always done what was in my heart to do. I always try to do the best and always try to have an open heart, an empathic heart, and understanding and doing the right thing. And it seems like I still have these unresolved feelings and emotions. Just know that nothing escapes the karmic wheel, and there's nothing that you need to do to bring anything forward as far as the karmic justice. This is the karmic law. This is a universal law. Everything that you have done and that you will do will come back to you. So if you have been giving and loving and nurturing and understanding and empathic, continue to have patience and know that divine timing is at play. And the love that you give, how could you not be worthy of that, receiving that same love? And that's why it's so imperative that you tune into the water element, because it allows you to be open and receptive for the energies to flow to you. So healing the emotional body allows you to be open and receptive, because you're opening your heart, you're opening your energy field and expanding your energy field. But there needs to be some cleansing of the filter so that you're not muddying up the water, so that the energies can run clear and fluid and gentle. And that way the blessings that are meant to be yours, the love that's meant to be yours, can flow towards you. But you have to make space, you have to make room for them to flow to you by releasing anything that's heavy in the emotional body and allowing it to rise up and move out. By acknowledging it, by connecting to it, by validating it, and bringing it to your awareness. So take some time out to connect. And look, you have the Ace of Water. This is healing the emotional body, a new beginning, healing the inner child. This beautiful connection. So some of you have been connecting into that emotional body and tapping into the psychic realm, to your intuition, working well with the water element, very open, very intuitive, very empathic, having that healthy relationship with yourself, knowing that, we all have to go through hardships in life and challenges and sometimes like betrayals and traumas, but they bring you so much wisdom and so much experience, and it's something that can't be denied. So there's a fresh start for you. There's this new connection, an awakening of love and fulfillment for you, pal, the water pal here. You just need to surrender to the flow. There's these new emotions that are opening up for you. Open your heart. Be open to starting again, to connecting to your psychic senses, to the inner world that is within you. Don't be afraid to connect to the inner world, to your inner child, and that's what needs healing. Is your inner child's world needs healing. Your soul garden needs healing. So it's the focus. You're being asked to turn your focus inward and to be more receptive so that the energy floats towards you, so that your awareness is within and connecting to your soul. We have life is better together. Seek assistance from your community. Connect with family, friends, and others who will support you. It can be as simple as making a phone call. So I love that we have these cute little, I believe they're little whales or dolphins. I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah, it's a dolphin. I'm sorry. Yeah, there is a community of support for you. And that can also be, finding your soul family, people that you can connect with to help you share your emotions, or find somebody that you can talk to share these experiences with, that they can help you be more reflective. Somebody who is a safe space for you, who can be that, that quiet, comforting guide, who can be just, a supportive friend while you process these experiences or these memories that are coming up for surface for you. But you're not alone. You have your soul family is with you and supporting you on this journey, on this healing. We have be insightful and established. Ground and rebalance your energy. Bring your awareness into the now rather than allowing it to copy the past. To copy the past or future. Oh no, it says to occupy the past or future. So let me reread that. Bring your awareness into the present now rather than allowing it to occupy the past or the future. Here we go. If you find yourself going to the past, that means there's some tools to gather, some unresolved feelings or emotions that need to be processed through your filter and cleanse. And if we find ourselves focusing on the future, make sure that it's a future that you have an idea of a future you want to create versus having a fear of the future that you're going to be creating, because that creates anxiety. So we want to be more grounded in the present moment. So pay attention to where your energy is moving, where your awareness is flowing. And we have resilience. There is no need to rush or push. This is a time to take things as they come. You have the determination and the patience to handle what is happening. Beautiful. I love that. Do not rush yourself. Take time. Flow with the energies. You don't always necessarily have to go diving in deep to find out what is unhealed. Sometimes they just naturally flow to the surface. So when we're in the state of flow, we don't suppress anything. We don't try to rush ahead and try to force something. We just allow it to be. And so when we're engaged in the present moment, things will naturally come to the surface on their own for you to process, for you to see, for you to examine, for you to understand and heal from. So just allow your energies to surface. And when you have an emotion come up for you or a memory that resurfaces for you, take some time out to connect to yourself. And, you know, I try to tell my clients even and the collective to kind of like see it as a movie that you're rewatching, like your life, and see the movie playing out and look at all the characters, look at what was happening all around you, what was your perspective, what was their perspective, what was going on in the environment, and look at all the different angles and the way that you can shift the energies around, and how can you shift your perspective to seeing things from a higher perspective and coming into your heart space and acknowledging what your view was, what your emotions were, what your understanding was, and how you were processing everything that you were experiencing at the time. Validate your inner child, their emotions, allow them to express those emotions. If at the moment they were very scared, or they were very hurt, or they felt alone, or they felt, unloved, whatever the case may be, give yourself that understanding, that friend that they needed at the moment, or that parent that they needed at that moment, and be there for yourself and say, ooh, I see why you felt that way, and acknowledge it and allow your child to feel that feeling, because at the moment it was suppressed. It wasn't allowed to have that emotion because it didn't understand what it was going through. You didn't understand why this was happening. You didn't have the tools to process it, but now you do. So you can go back with your tools and reprocess and allow yourself to feel the emotions that you weren't allowed to express in that moment, and allow the energy to flow through you. If you need to cry, allow yourself to cry. Give yourself a hug. Tell yourself it's okay. Tell yourself that you love you, that you're never going to leave yourself alone. You're not going to abandon yourself to feeling lost or unloved, whatever the case may be. Apply whatever emotion you need to express at that moment, so you don't have anything stuck in your energy field, and your filter can be clear and cleansed, and the filter can be pure, the water can be clear, and the energies can move through you. Okay, all right, you guys, those are your messages from the water element. Thank you all so much for being here today. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you don't feel like sharing with me, just let me know that the water resonated with you. Please like and subscribe and help me grow my channel. Sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading, everyone who was drawn to the spirit element, the element of spirit. This is going to be your reading, your messages. So we're going to choose a couple elemental cards. We're going to choose some oracle cards and a few tarot. So messages from the element of ether. Spirit, please. The pile for the collective who are drawn to the ether. This one. Messages from the, whoa, holy cow, that one just flew out. Messages from the ether. Alright, we're going to take them. Let's get some tarot. What does the ether element? I want you all to know, I know it's called it spirit. Spirit, ether, it's the same thing. The elements of spirit. Okay, how about, let's get some of these. Oh. I may have to pause your video in a little while because I got to put my mother-in-law to bed. We are caretakers of her. She has been diagnosed with dementia. This is her 5th year now, so she is pretty much like our toddler, and she requires a lot of our attention. So right now she's eating. She's doing okay. So I'm going to go check on her in a little bit. All right, you guys, here are your messages. We have the root chakra. I have everything I need to survive and grow on the physical plane. Ooh, that's beautiful. So there's this grounding and acknowledgement and connection to source here. And you're being, let me get some more before I tune into that. We have sacred space. I find peace, security, and contentment when surrounded by nature's beauty. Beautiful. Let's see this one. We have release. I release that which does not serve my higher potential. Let me start over. I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. Okay. So what the ether wants you to acknowledge here, what your message is, to let go of any fears and doubts about not having enough, or not feeling safe, not feeling connected, or seen, or acknowledged by the divine. When we have a fear of lack, or when we feel disconnected, that is a sign that we have lost connection to our root chakra. And our root chakra is what brings us to the present moment, as well as our heart chakra. So, and these are the two energies that are coming through. We have the root and the heart here with sacred space and all this green. So when we feel connected to our root chakra, we feel safe, we feel secure, we believe in the possibilities and the potential. We know that divine source creator is always providing us with everything we need at the moment that we need it. So there is this connection to faith and divine timing and knowing that you're always being guided. So there may be something in the root chakra that needs to be cleared, that needs to be healed, so that you can feel safe in the space that you're in. And it's creating that sacred space in the physical body so that your higher self, the higher vibrational energies, the divine, can come into the physical body, into the present moment, and how to say this, so that the spiritual realm and the physical realm can be united. There can be this blending of your higher self and your physical self. If you don't feel safe in your body, in your environment, in your life, your higher self cannot fully ground into the physical body, because our higher self is this higher vibrational being. You know, it is the accumulation of all of our experiences, of all of our incarnations. It is the spark of God, and it is this high vibrational energy, being, wisdom, light, and it needs to have a clear channel in order to fully ground into the physical body. So if there's any dense energies of fear or a lack or insecurity or doubt or just lower vibrational, dense and heavy stuff, there's no room for the light to come in, because it's met with resistance. It's met with a blockage of some sort. It can't fully ground in and connect to your physical form. So if there is anything that needs to be released, any fears of not feeling good enough, maybe there is a lack of worth, a lack of love, a lack of faith, a lack of connection, or even a lack of this lack period. Wherever there is lack, you're being asked to fill that void with your love, with your light, with your attention, and know that you have everything that you need in the physical plane, and that you are always being guided, and to tap into that heart space and have gratitude and fill yourself with that love and that light and that contentment and that peace, so that more of that energy can come in and ground into your energy field. What else? We have every cycle is a higher opportunity. Yeah, there is this rising out of these lower vibrations of lack and moving upwards. So there may be this closing out of a cycle for some of you. Some of you may have been working on these spheres of lack, these spheres of doubt, and creating that sacred space within so that your higher self can ground into your body. There's this phase of evolution, of ascension coming in here. This grounding of higher vibrational energies. This grounding of gratitude. Yeah, this card number 4 is about stability, the foundation, working on that root chakra. Releasing all fears and all doubts and allowing a new cycle to begin that is filled with love and peace and contentment and happiness and appreciation and gratitude, so that your higher purpose, this new cycle, can begin for you. Take what resonates for you guys. There's a couple messages here. These are collective readings, so there's many of you who come across this reading. So take what applies to your situation and leave the rest. Don't try to force anything that doesn't resonate with you. It says your effortless effort is fully required. Yeah, this is your surrendering to faith, to trust, to tuning into to source, to creator. Know that you are being guided, you are evolving, you are ascending out of this place of maybe there was a little bit of doubt or fear or lack, and you have learned to nurture yourself and nurture that void within, and release and surrender anything that makes you believe that you are not worthy of, or that there is a lack. You have acknowledged that you are surrounded by blessings, by love, by prosperity, by community and support in so many different ways. And sometimes, we're taught to see things through this narrow lens of this is how it's supposed to look, when really there's so many different ways that love can exist in our lives. There's so many different ways where abundance can exist in our lives and provide for us. There's an abundance of everything everywhere. We just have to teach ourselves how to see things from these higher perspectives and not through this narrow lens that we are taught to see things through. And so there's something new for you. There's something that is coming in, and pretty much your guides, Ether is saying that you don't have to do anything. You just have to surrender and allow yourself to be guided, to tune into your heart space, to pretty much just anchor yourself in the space of happiness and peace, anchor yourself into the place that you want to be, the life that you want to be living, and put yourself in that vibration, and then allow it to unfold before you. Allow the energies, the world to materialize it for you. You just have to trust and have faith that it's all coming towards you, that the energy that you have created, the vibration that you are, you're going to receive that being reflected to you in the world around you. There's nothing else that you need to do besides love yourself and be grateful. We have the alchemical artist. Nice. Let's see if that'll fit over here by my candle for it. So let's scoot you out over just a little bit. So we have lots of forward movement. We have a card number, we have a 5, we have a 7, and we have a 10. So there's a lot of shifts and changes, endings and new beginnings. You are definitely connected to the higher realms. More stability is coming in for you with a number 4. We have a 39, which is a 12 and a 3. So lots of abundance, expansion, and connection, perhaps partnership. And then we have another 10, so 10, 10, which can also be an 11. We have see through the perfectly purple lens of your galactic destiny. Yes. Visualize the life that you want to be living in and live and act as though you are already there. It's already happening. And this is how you ground in that reality, because it already exists. You're just trying to get your vibration to match up and sync up with that reality, that existence, that manifestation. This is a number 5 as well. So we have 55 here. Ooh, that's coming into alignment with your purpose. That's powerful change and transformation. Lots of forward movement for you. All right, what else? We have befriend your fear monster, another 5. So we have 5, 5, 5. Huge changes are ahead for you. Those of you who chose the pile of ether, trust that this transition is for your highest good, that this transformation is for your highest good. Prepare for massive shifts. Things are starting to go forward. They're going to get exciting for you. Things are going to start to show up in your reality. I see like lots of miracles, lots of signs. You're going to be like so happy. You're going to feel so content. Pile number 5, actually. All right, give me just a second. We'll pause your video. Okay. So, yes. I love that it says befriend your fear monster. So you have understood and acknowledged where these fears come from and validated them and brought healing and understanding and nurturing love into your energy field, so that you do feel safe, you do feel loved, you do feel supported by the universe, which is what makes you the alchemical artist, is you're able to understand your needs. And because you've brought that healing in, now you're just surrendering and allowing yourself to be guided into a new phase, a new beginning. What do we have? The 3 of air, sorrow, forgiveness, and healing. So this is about, yeah, there was something that broke your heart, something where maybe you felt betrayed, or there was some type of sadness or fear that you have healed and overcome, and now there's this beautiful shift, this new beginning that's coming in for you. And it doesn't require you to do anything or to push yourself or to change. You've already done the healing work. Look at this. We have talent, recognition, and collaboration. 3 of earth. So, and look at, she's creating something. So from this pain, through this experience and this challenge, you're going to be creating something new. There's this lesson that has been learned, and now because you have learned from this experience, it has taught you something new. And there's this connection that's coming in for you with the 3 of earth, which is the 3 of pentacles, and that is about, mastering, your craft, creating something for the future, something for future generations. This is probably part of your destiny here, was to incarnate into some type of heavy shadow energy, some karmic cycle, or a family that has a lot of ancestral traumas, and you've brought healing into the family lineage, and you've created this love for yourself and for your family that's going to be this generational, something that's generational, something that can be passed down. And this could also be something, a part of what you're here to create, that you're meant to bring forth. And this is 3 and 3. So we have 33 here for you. And 33 is, which is so funny, we had them come out in the first 3 readings. The only one that didn't have a 33 was the water element. And here we have ether coming through with 33, and that is a master teacher number, a master level of spiritual understanding, its connection to the Christ consciousness, being guided by your higher self. So there's something that you may be being guided to create moving forward. And it's something that's just going to be so effortless because it comes from your heart. We have the Two of Earth with balance, prioritization, and playfulness. So there's this connection to your inner child. There may be some, let's see. So we have this rowboat sitting out in the water here. Balance. Maybe there's something a craft that you've been working on that needs your attention, something that you're meant to bring forth. I feel like you're learning how to balance, learning how to shift your energies from work and play. Yeah, I feel like you've done the work. That's why you're being asked to, your effortless effort is required. It's about you choosing to now enjoy life and to appreciate where you are and how far you've come, and all the work and the effort that you have put into healing. And that major shift that's coming in for you, where you're going to just enjoy life. You're going to be creating from your heart space. You're going to have more time to enjoy life, to do things that make you feel content, that make you feel happy. You know, we have the artist and we have somebody who's creating something here. Now, there's something that you're meant to create, and it's going to bring in this abundance for you. And we have these credit cards. It's so funny, and it says vision, mastery, joy. I'm not sure what the other one says. It might say trust, you know. This is what's coming into your life. Ooh, look, and we have trust coming through. You can't make this stuff up. It says, I am safe, I am secure. In love, I trust. My faith endures. And it's card number 31. So we have another 4 coming through. So we have 2. We have 13 and 31. So it's a 44. That is a master builder number. That's building foundations, having that divine support, knowing that you are strong, that you are resilient. And there's this beautiful, like, it looks like a jalapeno pepper plant, you know. You gotta look, some passion, some spice. I love that for you. You might be somebody who's very spicy, very colorful, beautiful spirit. All right, it's just like pretty much you're being asked to take a trust fall. The ether wants you to know to trust and surrender, go with the flow, take some time out and enjoy, to create from a place of contentment, of happiness. See the life you want to be living and create it for yourself. Oh, we have healing, 11 coming through. Candle flame, burn this hour, bring to me your healing power. Yes, that is what is being offered to you, is this healing. And then we have 42 with organization, purpose, planning, efficiency, now come to me so easily. Now look at that. And it's somebody who is creating something. They're spinning this yarn, they're creating their happiness. And that is what you're being asked to do from the ether. All right, let me get you one final message from the ether to close out your reading, you guys. This is a beautiful message for you. Final message to close out the reading from... Woo! And it flew on the floor. Let me see. All right, it says inner beauty. I open the eyes of my heart and direct my gaze to the light within every being. Personality and physical appearance are in the image of man. beauty and goodness are in the image of God. Beautiful. Yeah, it's transforming how you see things and seeing the divinity in yourself as well as in others, and that everything is the divine. And sometimes we might not understand it or perceive it that way, but it is all leading us back to love. Everything is love. And seeing that everything is there guiding us back to a place of love. All right, everybody who chose the ether, spirit, pile, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If not, just let me know that this was your reading. Please like and subscribe so you can catch my future readings, and it helps me grow my channel. I appreciate you all so much. Looking forward to having you all here for future readings. Y'all take care and have a blessed day.